Can I survive with just $50 a week for groceries? With grocery prices skyrocketing more than ever, and they don't seem to be like they're gonna be going down anytime soon, I have created a budget for my family, and I'm only spending $200 a week on groceries. That means I only have $50 for myself to eat for the entire week. Does that mean that I'm gonna be eating like a king and feeling satisfied and having nutritiously dense meals? Or am I gonna be eating like a peasant? So I'm gonna be putting this budget to the ultimate test. I'm gonna be doing smart shopping, making creative meals, and wasting $0. It's possible that I may even come under budget. Is this doable? Is this possible? I have 2 kids that are extremely picky and a husband who also is kind of picky. Am I gonna be able to make sure that I create meals that not only will I love, but for my picky eaters as well? Keep watching and let's find out. Let's see all the cool meals I'm gonna be making this week and how much money I actually will be saving on groceries. Okay, so this is the first night's of meals. For tonight's meal, we're gonna be using the ground pork, which was only $6.96, so not too bad. It's 2 pounds, so this will be more than enough to feed my family of 4. We're gonna do a side of rice with the pork, and then mixed in with the pork, we'll have some broccoli, and then we'll use this Japanese barbecue sauce. This is so freaking good. So I'll be adding that to the mixture. But yeah, pretty easy, simple meal. I can cook this in less than 20 minutes, so very quick, easy, and super affordable. Now, the rice and the broccoli and the teriyaki sauce, I already had that, so the only thing that I purchased from the grocery store was this ground pork. You could definitely do this meal with any other types of meats. You could do ground turkey, ground chicken, or even just whole chicken as well. So definitely recommend, but let's get to cooking this meal tonight. Okay, so a couple of seasonings that I will use, just like some ground ginger, some garlic powder, and just a little bit of salt. You really don't need much salt because of the teriyaki sauce. And honestly, you don't really need to season it up too much because the teriyaki sauce alone will make this meat taste really good. This has been like one of my favorite go-to meals recently, just because it's so quick and easy to make, and it's super affordable, and it just tastes so good. You can use all different types of vegetables with this. You can use like an Asian melody, or you can use just broccoli. Tonight, we're just gonna use broccoli to mix in with the meat. And this is more than enough food for my family of 4. We usually have some leftovers as well, so maybe we'll have enough for lunch tomorrow. We'll see. I'm pretty hungry today, so we'll see if we have any leftovers. So far today, I just had my Greek yogurt with granola. So this is gonna be like my first big meal today. So usually I only eat 2 meals a day and maybe a snack or 2, but I try and do intermittent fasting for the morning. So for the breakfasts today and the lunches, my kids absolutely loved the McGriddle sandwiches and they loved the muffins. They're trying to eat like all the muffins in one day, so I had to remind them just to eat 1 or 2 today and save the rest for the remaining of the week. But that makes me very happy that they approve of the McGriddles and the muffins. So I add my ground ginger, garlic powder. You could even use minced garlic and minced ginger, but I just like to use the powders. So I actually forgot, I should have got the rice started first before I started cooking this. So I'm gonna turn this down to low and I'm gonna get that rice started. So when I cook my rice, I just use like a basic little rice cooker. It's pretty small. I honestly need to invest in a bigger one, so maybe down the road I will get a bigger one. But I have my big bulk size of rice, and then I got this, or my husband actually got this off of, I wanna say TikTok shop, and this is so convenient when cleaning the rice. So basically I just put the rice in there and it has like a little strainer on the side, and I'm able to rinse off my rice that way. I love this thing. So I usually do 2 cups of rice for my family, and that usually will give us enough rice for like another meal or so left over. So that's 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna rinse it. Okay, so there's my rice all rinsed off. So I just dump that in there. Add my water. And then my secret, or not really my secret, but one way to make my rice taste really good is just to do like a spoonful of this chicken bouillon. I just eyeball it. high, and then I just set it to cook for 20 minutes, and that's it for the rice. Okay, so the pork is pretty much done, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my frozen broccoli. Now you can defrost this and then add it, but I'm just gonna cook the broccoli with the meat. Rice is cooking. Smells so good. Now I could have totally shredded up some of those carrots that I got from the grocery store and added it to this. That would have tasted so good, but the request tonight was just broccoli, so we're just gonna do broccoli and meat, but the carrots will be used for the rotisserie chickens, and I'll get those started hopefully tonight if I have time. It's already 6:20, so I don't know if we'll have time to meal prep those rotisseries tonight. So this is pretty much almost done. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my teriyaki sauce. Now you can add any type of teriyaki sauce that you like if you prefer a different brand. Another brand that we like to use is the Kinders. These have really good macros. So if you're dieting, this meal alone is really good. It's high in protein, and this sauce is not too bad if you're trying to watch your macros. But tonight we're just gonna go ahead and go with the Japanese barbecue sauce. Okay, we'll start with that. That looks like a lot, probably is a lot, but we like some flavor with our meals. And we want some of those juices too, because we're gonna put the meat and this broccoli over the rice, so we want some of that juice to, you know, be on the rice. All right, I'm just gonna let that simmer for a bit. We're still waiting on the rice to finish up, so I'm just gonna let this simmer for a few minutes while the rice finishes. So the rice is done. It smells so good. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit because I like my rice to be fluffy. So I'm gonna let it sit here on warm for just a couple minutes. But the rice looks delish. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plate the meals. Basically, I just like to do the rice on the bottom and then do the meat on top. And if you want to add more sauce, you could totally add more sauce to the top. I probably won't add any to mine, but my kids, they sure love their teriyaki sauce. So I'm gonna add a little bit drizzle to the top. You can even add some like sesame seeds to it too. That would taste really good. So here are the kids' plates. All right, so here is the first meal, or first dinner of the week. Looks and smells so good. All right guys, so it's the next day. I'm finally now just getting ready to prep the chickens to make a rotisserie chicken. I'm only gonna do one tonight and then I'll do the other one tomorrow. But so far today, for breakfast, my kids had more of those McGriddles, and they ate 2 muffins each today. And then they ate some of the bananas and apples that I purchased from the grocery store. Those McGriddles were a really big hit. They love them. So I'm really happy that they're enjoying those. And then for lunch today, we just had leftovers from last night's dinner, which was the teriyaki pork. I just ate it plain by itself with a side of Greek yogurt and granola, which was a really high protein lunch. No rice or anything, so low carb, high protein, which is really good. But now it's time to get ready for dinner. So I'm gonna meal prep the rotisserie, and then we have some chicken legs that we're gonna cook as well for dinner tonight. So this rotisserie will be for lunches for the remaining of the week, and the chicken legs will be for tonight's dinner. So let's start prepping this. Okay, so for meal prepping this, it's so easy. So I'm gonna be using my crock pot. It's so convenient. At the bottom of the crock pot, I don't want the chicken just to sit there because then it'll get too moist. I don't want that. I kind of want the chicken to be a little bit dry. So one thing that I do is I elevate the chicken, I guess you would say, and I put it over a bed of carrots and a bed of celery, and this will also help flavor the chicken as well. After the chicken's done cooking, there will be like a bunch of juices from the chicken and a lot of flavor from the carrots and celery, and you can use that as like a broth as well. I don't know how to make broth yet, so that's something I will need to learn how to do, but for tonight, we'll be using the celery and carrots for the base, and then we'll season our chicken with some seasoning and some butter as well. This is so incredibly easy to make. I'm only gonna use 4 of the celery sticks because I want to save the rest of the celery for the other chicken that I have. And then I also saved some of the carrots as well for the other chicken and for any snacks. I already have a kid, one of my kids, asking for me to make them some carrots. All right, so I'm gonna clean these off, peel the carrots. Is that what you say, peel or shred? Peel. I'm gonna peel the carrots.
Skin?
Skin the pear? I don't know. I'm gonna clean up these carrots though. I don't know. I forgot to mention it. I'm gonna add an onion as well. I didn't buy these this week. I bought these onions last week. So these onions aren't part of the budget, but because I have some left over, I'm gonna use them up. All right, so I'm gonna put these vegetables on the bottom of this crock pot. Oh, my eyes are already starting to water. Okay, so there, oh my eyes. Oh my God. Okay, so here are the carrots and the celery and the onions. My eyes are going crazy right now because of the onions. Now I'm going to clean out the chicken and season it up. I'm gonna go ahead and pat this chicken dry, and then we'll make my seasoning mixture. This time I'm gonna remember to put the chicken the right side up, because last time I did this in the crock pot, I put the breast side upside down. So I don't wanna do that this time. It still came out fine, but I definitely wanna do it the right way this time. Okay, so for seasonings, I'm just doing the basics. I'm doing garlic powder. I just add it to my butter. Some black pepper, salt, some onion powder, and then some parsley and basil. And then I also have this chicken rub. I haven't tested this out, so YOLO. Let's just add it. Oh my gosh, that smells really good. Okay, and then I'm just gonna mix the butter with the seasoning, and then we'll use this as like a rub. I'm just gonna use my fingers and get dirty. Okay, so here is my herb butter, and I'm just gonna add this to the chicken. And then I'm just putting the butter underneath the skin. You can also put it on top of the skin, which I will do as well, but I like to put it underneath as well. I'm just really going in on this chicken. The husband's jealous right now. You say it looks gross, but it's gonna taste delicious. My kids are like, oh, that looks gross. It tastes so yummy. Okay, so there is my buttered up chicken. I don't know what's gonna fit. I put too many veggies. Okay, so I'm gonna cook this on high for like 8 hours. Is it? Already 5:46, so I'm gonna be up late, or my husband will be up late, waiting for this to cook. Hopefully it cooks faster than 8 hours, but we'll see. It's a pretty big chicken, I feel like, but it's on high, and we're just gonna let it cook. I'm not sure if I mentioned this though, my kids, what they ate for lunch, because I didn't have this rotisserie chicken prepped. I just made them grilled cheeses with apples for lunch. I just used the bread that I purchased from the store and the cheese that I purchased from the store, and then the apples, of course, too. So tomorrow we'll be able to have either just shredded chicken on some bread, make some chicken sandwiches. That tastes really good. We can even make them for some soft tacos or just regular tacos, but we're gonna have lunches set for the rest of the week, so that's gonna be nice. I won't have to cook much, even though cooking a grilled cheese doesn't take much effort or much time, but tomorrow's lunch is gonna be so delicious. All right, so I'm gonna get started on dinner. The whole chicken is cooking right now in the crock pot. It still has a ways to go, but for dinner, we're gonna do these chicken thighs. These were only $7.69. To me, that's a good price, but man, do I miss the days where these were like $2.50, $3. Let's see, hopefully I can get these all to fit in here. Oops. All right, my husband said to reverse them like they were in the package. I don't remember how they were in the package.
Close.
Good enough?
Close. So, well, Turn this one around this way. Turn this one around. Maybe.
He usually does the cooking for the drumsticks.
Fit them in a little bit better. But it's really better if you do them like that, where it's one, all the way through. See how you... Look how much more you can fit now.
Oh, look at this guy.
Well, look at it. You got all this extra room here. Oh.
There's a whole science to it, guys. Sprinkling some pepper. We're just going to lightly season it because most of our seasoning is going to come from the sauce that I'm going to use on this chicken. So we're just going to salt and pepper it with a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I already added some garlic powder, but I just had to refilm because my husband was washing his hands, or we were washing our hands. And I wasn't paying attention, so I should have waited. All right, time to put these bad boys in the oven. Actually, I'm gonna check them in about 25 minutes, according to my husband's calculations. But we're gonna let that cook. For the side dishes, I don't know, guys. Should we do rice? I do have some potatoes I need to cook. I have like one kid requesting rice. Looks like everyone wants rice. But I do need to meal prep those potatoes, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna dice them up and meal prep them for like hash browns, or just have them ready, already cooked. I'll freeze them, and then for like another dinner in the future, I'll have the potatoes or that side dish ready, and that'll be really convenient. So probably work on that tomorrow, but we're just gonna do some rice as a side and some maybe like broccoli or something, and I think that'll be good for dinner. Okay, so the chicken is almost ready, so I'm gonna start with the sauce. So I like to use a barbecue sauce and mix in a little bit of some hot sauce or Red Hot's wing sauce. So yummy. And I like to like caramelize too the barbecue sauce, and it just comes out so good. So I have a decent amount of barbecue sauce, probably like a quarter of a cup. And I just add just a little bit of the Frank's Red Hot sauce. It's like that. And then I just mix it together. All right, so there is my sauce. And once the chicken's almost done, I'll coat it with this and then turn the broiler on, and I'll caramelize the barbecue sauce. And it's perfect. I still need to get the rice going for our side dish and some broccoli, and that'll be it for dinner. The chicken is done, so now we're going to do my little sauce mixture and sauce these guys up. Woo! I already feel that spiciness from the hot sauce, but I feel like the barbecue sauce with the sweetness kind of helps balance the hotness. So depending on your spice level, you can add more, you add less. Because my kids will be eating this as well, we don't go as heavy with the hot sauce, but regardless, it tastes good either way. Time to go into the oven again. We're gonna put it on broil so we can get that caramelization of the barbecue sauce. The rice is still cooking. I'm just doing the same recipe that I did last night. The chicken in the crock pot is looking really good. The broccoli is pretty much ready to go, so I'm gonna add some butter and salt and pepper. And the chicken is on broil right now. And again, don't mind my dirty oven, but everything is cooking up nicely. So the chicken is now ready, the broccoli is ready, and the rice needs about like 1 more minute. There's just like a little bit of juice left. So I'm gonna let that cook for another minute, but I'm gonna get all of this all plated. All right, dinner is ready. I am starving. This looks and smells so good. So I'm gonna go eat this, and I'll see you guys for the next meal. So we have a decent amount of leftovers. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drumsticks left, and a decent amount of rice left. So very affordable meal, and I have leftovers too. So 10 out of 10, totally recommend. All right, so our rotisserie is done. We are gonna pull it out and set it on this tray.
Arm just fell off.
Oh no. It smells really good. I feel like this one was a lot juicier.
Like a turkey.
Yeah, this one's a lot juicier than the last one we had.
That's good broth.
but we did get a lot of good broth. I am gonna figure out if I can save this somehow. I think I can freeze it so I can make my own broth later. But this smells really good. If you want more of like a brown, crispy skin to your little chicken, you can throw in the oven on the broil setting and you can get that crispiness to it, but we're gonna shred this up, so we really don't need to do that step. But this smells so good. It cooked in about 4 hours, so once we cut it open, we'll see if we like the texture or not. Maybe next time I might cook it on low for longer, but hopefully it tastes good. So this chicken literally fell off of the bone. I'm gonna go ahead and just shred everything up. This chicken came out really, really moist. Even the chicken breast, so incredibly moist. The flavor, sorry if you hear me eating it because I am munching on it. The flavor is so good. So I'm gonna shred this, put this in a Ziploc baggie to use this for lunches and any meals for tomorrow. So at the bottom of my crock pot, I removed all the vegetables and now I have a chicken broth. So I'm gonna be able to freeze this for future meals. I can make soups, gravies, all kinds of different things. I also have the chicken carcass too that I could use as well to make a broth. But I think this is good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze this, shred this up, and save this for any lunches or dinners for the rest of the week. So here is all the chicken shredded. So that's a good amount of chicken. That's at least like 2 meals, I think, for my family of 4. So I'm gonna let it cool off just for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc baggie. But I'm so happy I got this accomplished tonight. I still have one more that I need to cook, but I'll do that tomorrow. And I think I'm gonna let the kids help me this time because they really wanted to help. So tomorrow we'll cook another chicken. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so it is Wednesday. It is dinner time. I worked all day and I don't really feel good, so I look like a mess right now. But for breakfast, we had the same old thing. We had the McGriddles. For lunch, the boys had tuna sandwiches. So we used the bread that I purchased from the store, and then we had some tuna in the cupboard or in my pantry. So they had that for lunch. And then they also had the chicken and rice for lunch as well. I didn't eat any of the chicken and rice. My husband did though. But now it is time for dinner. And so we're gonna be making some tacos tonight. So with the rotisserie chicken that we cooked last night, I used probably about half of the chicken that was in the bag. So about half of the rotisserie chicken we're gonna use for tacos. I'm going to fry up some tortillas that were in my pantry as well. I don't have many, but that should definitely get us through the night for dinner. I also had some basic just taco seasoning in my pantry as well, so we're gonna be using that to flavor the chicken. The chicken really doesn't need any additional flavoring, but when I make tacos, I just like to use a taco seasoning. It just, I don't know, I like it. But let me go ahead and cook this meal up. This is gonna be a really quick and easy meal. Probably the longest thing is gonna be frying the tortillas. So I'm so looking forward to eating dinner tonight. We're also gonna be using some lettuce that I purchased with my $200 weekly budget for groceries. And then we already had some cheese in the fridge, so we're gonna use this up. And then I also had some hot sauce as well in the fridge. So the only thing that I purchased from the grocery store for this week to make this meal was the lettuce and the chicken. Everything else I already had either in my fridge or in my pantry. So far, I feel like this challenge has been very doable. The meals have been really good and tasty and satiating. So I'm really excited to see what next week looks like after we get through some of the stuff that I had already in my pantry. Once we get through those things, I'm really curious to see how next week is going to go once we start going through some of the stuff I already had in my pantry and in my fridge. But I feel like we're off to a really good start, and we still have $30 left still from our $200 budget because I only spent $170 at the grocery store. So if I need anything else this week, I could purchase it. If not, I will be saving that $30 to roll over into next week just in case I need to restock on like cheese and other things like tortillas and stuff that I will be running out of. I'm curious how much money I'm gonna need to spend next week on groceries, especially for items like oil and like seasonings. If I run out, I'm almost out of taco seasoning, so I probably will need to restock on that. I need to go to Costco to get like my big bulk seasonings for like my taco seasoning, and I want to get a bulk thing of ground beef. So we will need to be making a trip to Costco, hopefully this weekend. But the thing is with Costco, it's so expensive, so I don't want to spend too much money when I go to Costco. So hopefully it's not too big of a challenge to stay within our budget if we go to Costco. Also with these tacos, you don't need to fry them. Obviously that would be a much healthier option. But because we have the oil and it just, to me, it tastes really good, and we've been eating so clean and good this week, I figure some fried taco shells won't be too bad. My kids also really love the pre-made like taco shells. There's this like nacho cheese flavor taco shell that they really like. Maybe next week I can try and get that for them. Those are really good. And so convenient too when trying to make a quick dinner. Just having the taco shells already ready to go is kind of nice. My hair looks crazy, by the way, so don't mind my crazy hair. I worked all day and I don't feel the best, so don't mind my crazy hair. It's time to assemble the tacos. Now, I was going to meal prep some rice and beans as well, but it's already kind of too late in the day for me to do that. So I'm gonna try and do that tomorrow because we're gonna be eating carnitas too later on in the week, and we still have a lot of chicken left, so we'll probably be just doing a lot of tacos and maybe some enchiladas too this week. I'm not sure, but we got a lot of meals planned. We definitely are gonna be doing nachos. So pretty basic, nothing fancy, just basic tacos, but they don't taste basic, they're delicious. Definitely gonna add some hot sauce to the top of this. You really can't go wrong with tacos for a cheap and affordable meal that tastes great and amazing. It is now Thursday and it is now dinner time. Just a recap on what we ate for breakfast and lunch. For breakfast, we still had more of those McGriddles that I made. The kids surprisingly aren't sick of them yet, but we had those for breakfast. For snacks, we had fruit, granola, and Greek yogurt, which has been so yummy. I'm definitely gonna have to make more of that granola. It tastes so good with the Greek yogurt. And then for dinner tonight, we are gonna do chicken fajitas with some Spanish rice. I am gonna bulk make this Spanish rice or Mexican rice because I want to freeze some of it for future meals. So I'm going to do a meal prep for some of the rice, and then I am going to meal prep some of this chicken as well. I don't think we'll use all of this chicken, so we'll probably use half of it for the fajitas, and then we'll save the rest of it probably for some nachos tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking we'll do for dinner tomorrow, but for tonight we're doing chicken fajitas with some Mexican rice. Okay, so for the ingredients, the flour tortillas, we already had these in my pantry. We've actually had these in there for a while, but they're still good until April. So this chicken, which is 2 pounds, so we'll probably only use a pound of it tonight. It was only $9 for that. And then I also had a pepper stir fry in my deep freezer, so we'll be able to use this for the fajitas. We're gonna need some of the butter that I purchased from the grocery store, my big bag of rice, and then we're gonna use a can of tomato sauce, which I purchased from this grocery store, and then these seasonings, which I already had in my pantry. So the only thing that I'm using that I purchased recently was the tomato sauce, the butter, and the chicken. Everything else I had already in my pantry or in my freezer. All right guys, so I have my rice. I'm browning my rice right now with some onions, and then I'll add my bouillon and my tomato sauce and all that stuff for my Mexican rice. And add some garlic too. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of this tomato flavored bouillon. Actually, I'm gonna add 4 because I am actually doubling this recipe. The tomato bouillon already has like a lot of flavor, but I do like to add the chicken flavor as well. It does call for a little bit of salt, but I find that the bouillon is really salty as it is, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit. Pretty much I'm adding this whole can to the mixture. Then I'm adding 6 cups of water. I honestly should have browned my rice a little bit more before I added all these ingredients, but my kids are hungry and they're ready to eat, so I'm just gonna get this going. So I'm gonna turn this up to high, let this start boiling, and once it's boiling, I'll turn it to low and cover it and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And this is gonna make a ton of rice. Okay, so basically the chicken is cooking now. Traditionally, fajitas, you know, use taco seasoning, but I'm trying to keep things easy and simple. So once this chicken's done cooking, I will add some taco seasoning to it along with these veggies. So yeah, it's a pretty easy basic meal tonight. Guys, so dinner is plated, everything is done, everything smells incredibly good. So for me and my husband, we have some pretty full soft taco shells or pretty full fajitas, pretty decent sized amount of rice. And then for the kids, I have one for them. They do like sour cream in there, so I do have sour cream. And I also have cheese as well that I purchased probably like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. So it was nice having that in the fridge available. But yeah, we're gonna go grub on this. It smells so good. We also have a decent amount of leftovers, so this could be an entire meal. I'm thinking I'll use this chicken along with some of the rotisserie chicken as well to make chicken nachos tomorrow. And then we have so much rice too, so I'm gonna save some of it for tomorrow's meal, and then I'm gonna take about probably half of this and put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. So whenever I want Mexican rice again, it'll already be ready to go. All I'll have to do is either just set it out on the counter for it to defrost, or I can just pop it in the microwave to warm it back up and defrost it. All right, guys, it is Friday. Whoop whoop. For end of the work week. Not really, because I have to work tonight and work tomorrow. Sunday I might take off from work, but it is an end to our homeschool week, or it's the end to schoolwork. So we have the weekend off from homeschooling, so at least I got that. But tonight I really don't feel like cooking, so we're gonna do some really easy meals. Honestly, all the meals this week have been really easy, but tonight I officially won't really have to cook. So we have some leftover rotisserie chicken. We still have one rotisserie that I have yet to cook. We'll cook that tomorrow to feed us for the weekend. But this is how much rotisserie we have left for breakfast. Well, actually, let's go ahead and back up a little bit and let's do a recap on what we had to eat today so far. So for today, again, we just had our little breakfast sandwiches. We also had granola with Greek yogurt. Also for lunch, we ate our leftovers from last night's dinner. So we just had some more of the chicken fajitas with some rice, which was so good the next day. Like, it tasted even better the next day for whatever reason, but so good. I'm happy I already have a big batch of rice, or Mexican rice, frozen and ready to go for whenever we want to eat rice again. But yeah, so I'm hungry now. It's time to eat. So again, we're gonna be eating the leftover chicken. This is from one of the rotisseries, so we still have a rotisserie left. We'll cook that this weekend. Also in my crock pot, I have some carnitas cooking. Because I started that super late, I started cooking this at 5:30. Honestly, I should have started cooking the carnitas around like 3:30ish, probably around 2 o'clock to have them ready for dinner. But basically, we're gonna have like 2 dinners. So for our like appetizer, we're gonna use this chicken and make chicken nachos. And then once this carnita meat is done, we'll just have like tacos or something. I don't know yet, but we'll be eating the carnita meat. So for now, let's make our little nacho appetizer, and then later on tonight we'll eat a second dinner pretty much. So here is the carnitas. I'm so basic when it comes to cooking carnitas. I literally just use taco seasoning and the carnita meat and put it in my little slow cooker. So super easy, super basic, totally recommend. It still tastes really great and it doesn't come out super like too juicy. It comes out just right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to eating this tonight. Also too, if you guys are wondering what this is, it's a pimple patch. It's been a long week. All right, so here are the ingredients for our nachos. I'm thinking I might add some lettuce too because we do have, I had a lettuce that I bought for this week's budget. But my kids have been requesting this, and my husband too, all week for me to make nachos, and I'm finally gonna make them. So again, we have our leftover rotisserie chicken, and then I bought this bag of tortilla chips. These are the best chips. Got them from Winco, so good. We got some nacho cheese, jalapenos for me and my husband, and just some sour cream. Again, I might add some lettuce. If I had the beans prepped, or the beans that I wanted to make this week prepped already, we could have added the beans to this dish to give it some fiber and whatnot. But it's gonna be really basic, and this isn't gonna be our only meal. This is basically like our little appetizer because we still have the carnitas. So I'm gonna cook this up really quick. Literally just warm up the chicken, warm up the nacho cheese, and that's it. Okay, so that literally took me like 5 minutes to get everything ready. So here are the kids' plates, and then here is mine and my husband's plate. We're gonna share this together. But yeah, we're gonna feast tonight. So we're gonna have fun eating this Friday night. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Like I said earlier, you could add like some beans to this, some lettuce, sauce, all that goodness to it, but I didn't have any of that stuff besides the lettuce. But we just kept it simple. We did the chicken, some sour cream, and the nacho cheese. And this does taste delicious. The carnita meat is all done. It turned out really good. And then we're just gonna do tacos for tonight just to keep it really simple. I had some more corn tortillas that I had in my pantry. I used the lettuce that I purchased, and then some cheese from a bag of cheese that I purchased like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and then some hot sauce. So pretty easy meal. I only used half of the carnitas. My kids only had like 1 or 2 tacos each. They didn't really eat much because of the nachos too, so they were pretty full. But this plate is gonna be for my husband and myself, so we're gonna tear these up and then maybe have another snack tonight. I don't know, but for sure we're gonna devour these, and then that'll probably be it for tonight. So freaking good. So easy to make too. And you don't need to fry the tortillas if you want to do like a healthier option. You can just warm them up on your skillet without any oil or anything. But I don't know, just frying them makes them taste so much better. These are so good. All right guys, so it is Saturday. This is technically, I guess, like our last official day. Tomorrow we'll go shopping for the next week. But I want to show you guys what I'm cooking today with the ingredients that I had left over. So let's check out what I made. I finally started soaking my chickpeas as like a snack. So those will be eaten today and tomorrow. And then the last little chicken that I have is cooking right now in the rotisserie. So we used up last of the meat. We used up the chickpeas. And these beans I had, because I buy them in bulk. So I've already had these. And you can't really tell, but we still have a decent amount of carnitas left. So since these beans are done, we'll do, I'm thinking tostadas with the pulled pork. And then with the rotisserie chicken, I'm not quite sure what we're gonna make with that. We could do tacos again, quesadillas, sandwiches. We could do like teriyaki chicken over rice, some veggies. There's so many different things that I could use that chicken for. So we'll wait and see like what we're in the mood for, because we basically have ingredients to make all those dishes. But I'm really looking forward to these beans and making tostadas with the leftover carnita meat. So we are gonna go grocery shopping tomorrow. So at the end of today, I'll show you exactly what we have left. I'm pretty sure we've gone through most of everything. They finished up the rest of the pancakes as well, or the McGriddles. They've been begging for me to make more muffins, so I probably will do that sometime today. For only spending $170 for the week, we were able to make it through the week pretty easily with stuff left over as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's challenge to see if we can stick to our $200 budget, maybe even spend less than $200, because we still have that $30 left over. So I'm trying to just save all that little extra money and see how much we're able to save on our groceries, because Groceries are so expensive right now, so we just really want to try and be conscious and aware of like how much we're spending and where we could do better with our groceries. And also too, like eating all of this food home cooked and prepped by me, like prepped at home. I feel like I've lost weight this week. I probably lost like a pound or two. My husband, he also looks really lean. So he's probably lost some weight as well. Just from just eating healthy. We're not like restricting our calories or anything. It's just we're eating healthy food. But yeah, there's just so many benefits of cooking your own meals and prepping your own meals. You save money and you just overall just are more healthy. Okay, so I'm gonna blend these beans up a little bit. So I took out some of the liquid from the beans. There's not much left. I'm thinking I'm gonna take out a little bit more juice. And for some reason, if the beans are too dry, I can always add this juice back into the mixture. And then I'm gonna use my little immersion blender, I think it's called. Let's go ahead and taste this. I like the consistency of the texture. Again, we like our beans a little bit watery. Now you can add cheese and other things to this to kind of like make it a little bit more creamy. Okay, so the chicken is all done. It's up to temp. I feel like this cooked so quick this time. It only cooked for about 3-4 hours, and I cooked it on high. Oh, it smells so good. I think these are almost ready for me to bake in the oven. I'm gonna wait probably another hour to let them kind of soak a little bit. But those are almost ready for me to bake in the oven. This is ready, so I'm gonna let it cool off before I shred it. And the kids are already digging into the beans, so we're gonna go ahead and make tostadas for lunch with the carnita meat and eat some lunch.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to eat my burrito, but she insisted on filming this, and it's so freaking good. Just look at this.
Dang, dude.
I'm a float goat.
He took that to the back of the throat.
That's good, guys.
10 out of 10?
That's being approved. 10 out of 10. No doubt. Mom approved. Grandma approved.
Oh, dang.
My abuelita be proud.
But yeah, we're heating up the oil to make some tostadas. We're about to eat and grub. Okay, guys, so here is one of the tostadas I made. I probably had about like 3 of these so far. My kids, I think, had 4 each. My husband had
3 and then 2.
Three tostadas and 2 bean burritos. So I used up some of the lettuce that we still had left. I had a jar of sour cream in my fridge that we haven't opened yet. That's been in there for about 2-3 weeks now. So we finally just opened that one. And then some hot sauce with the beans. We were able to fill 2 containers with the beans along with everything we ate. Like we literally like are obsessed with these beans. They turned out so good. Now, in my next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use one of these containers of beans to meal prep like a week's worth of lunches for all of us. So for very affordable too. So make sure to like and subscribe so you guys can see what other meals I plan to make with these beans, because this was only 3 cups of pinto beans and we were able to make multiple meals with just these 3 cups of beans. So definitely, if you want to learn how to save some money on your groceries, definitely hit that follow button. Oh my god, guys. I can eat like 10 more of these. These are so good.
I'm like 6 more.
You can eat 6 more? You hear that, guys? And Mason, he hates beans. But he must like these beans because he ate like 4 of them and said he'll eat 6 more. So good. All right, so the rotisserie chicken's done and the beans are done. Unfortunately, when I went to go make the chickpeas, they basically came out way too mushy, so they didn't turn out. So I will have to try and remake those, which I don't understand why they came out mushy because I used to make them like all the time when I was vegan. So I think I just need to try and figure out what my old recipe was. But I will show you guys the chickpeas in a future video for sure because they are really, really good and so nutritious and so full of protein and fiber. But that's going to be everything for this video. I must say we did pretty good with this first week of our $200 grocery challenge. So we still have the whole rotisserie. So we'll be able to eat this tomorrow and throughout the next week. Don't mind my dirty fridge. But we also have string cheese left. It's cheese that we also purchased. This is from a couple weeks ago. So I still have cheese for that. One thing we didn't go through all is the apples. Honestly, these apples really didn't taste too good, but the kids have still been munching on them. We still have a ton of butter. I also did really good, and because I only used one egg and I had one in an old carton, I still have these dozen eggs. So we're going to be able to do a lot of baking, and then we might be able to do some breakfast items too with these eggs. I'm thinking maybe with some breakfast burritos. And then we still have a couple carrots left, which I'll use for like a snack. Mason really, really loves carrots. But I'm pretty sure that's all we have left for all the items that we purchased from Winco last week or last Sunday. But I'm going to go grocery shopping tomorrow, so that's going to be a whole nother video for you guys. So again, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because I am going to be incorporating more of cooking videos and budgeting videos because as a small business owner, being very aware of your finances and where your money's going is really important because we want to try and save as much money as we can so we can not only invest in our business but pay off any debt that we have. We do need to get a new car. So this grocery challenge is going to be so beneficial to our family, and with the prices of groceries right now, it's almost like we have to be doing this just because everything is so expensive. So again, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be going grocery shopping tomorrow and meal prepping and planning out a whole bunch of meals for next week as well. I have a really cool idea to use for the beans that I made tonight. So we'll be using those for next week's meal. So definitely, I'll see you guys in that video. But that is everything. Bye guys.